Old Buffalo or New Buffalo? This is the conversation that's sort of always continuing in the city, probably because we can see the physical changes happening right before our eyes. So then we want to ask ourselves the question, who are we going to be? Based on who we are now. What is the thing that makes us unique, the things that make us who we are, against the things that we know we need to improve upon, adapt to, the different people that we need to include. And I think in all of this, there's a key demographic that can play a huge role, and that's Buffalo's refugee community. If you had to paint a broad stroke of one general group and plug that into an idealized version of New Buffalo and Old Buffalo, for me, that would be Buffalo's refugees, because they are both in the same. They're New Buffalo in that they're bringing new ways of doing things, new ideas to our city from corners of the world that a lot of people didn't know anything about. They look different from the people that showed up 100 years ago. Those people look different from the people that showed up 200 years ago. And those people look different from the people that first walked these grounds. And they're as old Buffalo as anyone, because some of these values are at the core of our roots of who we are as a city. The emphasis on family, the emphasis on community, on hard work. And as we adapt to a 2017 Buffalo or a 2077 Buffalo, I think we always want to be the city of good neighbors, right? We want nice things. We want bike lanes. We want nice craft breweries and restaurants and cool places to hang out and billion-dollar medical campuses. And we still want some of that toughness, some of that non-pretentiousness, that civic mindedness that comes from an immigrant past, a refugee past now, a migrant past. And if it sounds like I'm romanticizing Buffalo or romanticizing refugees, I am, because I think Buffalo plays into this narrative well, and I think this trajectory is core to who we are. Refugees can learn a lot from the people that were born and raised here, and the people that were born and raised here can learn a lot from refugees. I think there's a lesson to be learned of all of the communities that have come here, that even when you're coming from hell and horrible circumstances, that after a few years, it's just as easy to think about the material crap and lose focus on that civic mindedness and the contribution to community. And for those of us that have been born and raised in the United States, that as much as we want to convince ourselves that we're the third poorest city in America, that there are people coming from abject poverty and war and horrible hatred and political persecution, and that the poverty and the problems that we have are real and people suffer from that, and we have the opportunity to do something about that. And that opportunity just does not exist for hundreds of millions of people in the world, no matter how hard they try. And so the amazing thing is that we can do something with what we have here to make life better for ourselves and for the people that live here, including the new people coming in. And we have the opportunity to do this with these new people as they're coming in who have never had that opportunity before. Here's an idea to start. Journey's End is a place where you can go, you can volunteer or just take tours that need help with people, helping them adapt to the United States or helping them adapt to Buffalo, or you can go to the West Side Bazaar, you just have lunch there, get to know some of the vendors. You can go to a community garden when they're doing plantings on the Upper West Side at some point this summer. I would say go and make a friend, but that just sounds corny and contrite. Just introduce yourself and be a part of the city of good neighbors, because that's a sustainable value and identity for the city of Buffalo, right? In 1,000 years, nobody's ever going to get sick of having good neighbors, and that involves welcoming and bringing into the fold the people that are coming in. So if you have more experience in this, please let me know in the comments different ways to get involved and different experience you have with the community and what you might recommend.